And hello, welcome back, Worldwide Wolves. After a brief hiatus, we return for the playoffs, and boy, what a game it was. Your Timberwolves lose by 11 points to the Denver Nuggets in game one. We're going to talk all about it, what went wrong, things that went right, what can happen in game two. But just to start us off, Jake, how you doing? And I guess for that game, did it go about as you expected it to go, or
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what I expected in this game. Like I was very eager to see what we were going to see from these two teams. We know that the Wolves play Denver pretty well in general. We also know that Denver are a really good team, and the Wolves haven't been a really good team for a while now. So I was kind of intrigued to see what was going to happen in this game. And I don't know if this is what I expected, like a game where I think Minnesota kind of defended pretty well. Denver defended pretty well. Minnesota couldn't score offensively really all game. And that's, I guess, not what I expected this series to be. So, yeah, a little bit surprising, but overall, a bit of a deflating game, with the loss and just the way it kind of petered out in that second half.
yeah, quarter one was electric. Wolves leave it, I think, up 10. Quarter two, they go to the half tied. Quarter three, a complete meltdown. Quarter four, they're just trying to claw their way back the entire time. They came close, but to me, it never really felt like they were going to make it all the way back. Even when they were down two, I know the momentum was kind of on their side, but I was still feeling like Denver's going to eventually just come get this. The third quarter just ruined them, and there was no coming back from it in my mind. It's tough. It's unfortunately like I feel like year five of us being like, oh man, that third quarter in this playoff game really sucked.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe it happens to everyone and I just don't see it. Who knows? It was tough, but I guess I'll throw it to you. Let's just go down the line here maybe of
hmm
reasons for why this game one result happened. And so yeah, you go first, Jake. What's your biggest reason for this game one 11-point loss?
Yeah, well, I think Ant is not the reason they lost, but I think you do need Ant to be in supernova mode for this series to be a win. Like Denver are a
Well, should
better
we
team than
caveat
Minnesota.
first with the fact that his knee might just be really
Yeah,
injured? That might
yeah,
just
like he
tank
did.
the entire
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. He didn't look right. I think maybe they expected Denver to double him. Even
Yeah.
Adelman before the game was talking about how they're going to do that. I don't think they did it at all until like the last 2 minutes of the game. They did it once. But they played heavy gap help against him, which I always think is the best way to defend Ant. I don't think that Denver are usually very good at that against Ant, but you could see that his athleticism was sapped a little bit. And he was, I think, searching for his jump shot, which is always a dangerous game to play. That might end in him making 7 jump shots. It might end up in a game like tonight where it just felt like he had no lift on that jumper. I thought his passing was good, but his decision making was sometimes, or his speed of making that decision was sometimes a little slow as he tried to navigate that gap help scheme. And they were really heavy in the gaps. Like they were playing off Randle, they were playing off Gobert, they were playing off Jaden. Like they were very much like make someone else beat us here. So I thought that Ant, it felt like one of those games where he is trying to figure out the coverage. And we've seen this from him
Right.
before where he's trying to figure out the coverage and he doesn't play a good game. And then he does figure it out later on down the line, either in the game or in the, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a better handle on this coverage in the next game. But again, the caveat there, like you said, is that is he able to punish it like from a health perspective? Is just working it out mentally, is going back and watching the film, is figuring out what Denver are doing defensively enough to overcome what did seem like pretty heavy limitations on what he can actually physically do.
Yeah, and I think it comes in mentally, like the injury side of it comes in mentally as well as physically. You can tell sometimes when he's going up for a rebound, maybe, or driving, that he's
hmm
almost trying to land with the opposite knee and trying to go up maybe with the opposite knee, which, makes sense. You don't want to hurt it. But that's going to just make him hesitate maybe an extra half second longer on some of these or just really start to show. And you're right about the coverage. It was really intriguing because, as you mentioned, the Nuggets basically said we're going to double, and then they didn't. So I do wonder if they came into this game going, all right, let's test what Ants got. And when they, could tell the knee was the way it is, they just changed game plans pretty quickly. It's intriguing because there were moments where Ants burst looked really good on offense and he had these spectacular looking layups. But then throughout the game, you could just tell it was bothering him. And Wade mentioned it on the broadcast that this knee thing, what Ant has, is going to flare up and go away at specific points during the game. And man, I mean, they're like coming out of commercial break and Ant's on the bike or like stretching it out. It's like, oh God, can we go 7 games here? And we'll see. Let's go game by game. We're through one game they lost, but it's a concern. It is. And unfortunately, 22 points with the off-ball defense that he played for a lot of this game is just not going to cut it. Yeah, I mean, especially with what happened around him. So unless you have anything else on Ant, I think we transition to Julius Randle because we know the Ant story, right?
Yeah, I think it's the last thing on that, I guess, is just the obvious thing is that he just needs to play better. He needs to
Right.
handle
He
the
needs to
coverage
get 30
better.
plus points, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you need him to look healthier, which isn't I think dooming to the point of saying, well, he's just cooked now is a little bit too far because we've seen Ant come and go through injury struggles, where he looks really injured one game, he looks really good the next game. And like you said, this is the kind of injury that will flare up and go away and maybe a couple of days to work on it. And like I said, I'm curious just with Ant as to how much figuring out some of the defensive scheme can help him, negate some of the health issues, if that makes sense. Like if he's just figured out the scheme and he's not very healthy, does that add an extra 8 points onto his game, or is it just that he's going to be like this the whole time? He needs to make threes as well.
I mean, if he's like this the whole time, then everything else we say today is irrelevant because they'll lose in 4 or 5. So like, it's just the thing where it's like, this is obvious, I guess, but which is unfortunate. But
because the problem is he needs to make 3. Like,
yeah.
I know some of those shots
at least like really close to the best player on the floor, not just the Wolves. Like he's got to be dueling. I mean, he's got to be a complete superstar, MVP type level for the Wolves to win this.
And I think some of the shots he took today felt bad because his jumper looked so flat and he just had no lift on that jumper. But at the end of the day, if Anthony Edwards is going to be peak Anthony Edwards, he's going to make threes off the dribble. And he's going to do it with hands in his face.
Right.
He's going to do it coming off ball screens. Like I agree with anyone who would say he needs to get to the rim more. I think that's a team-wide issue was in this game was they just didn't get to the rim enough. But Anthony Edwards needs to make threes. Like I don't really have a problem with Anthony Edwards taking the threes he usually takes. The problem is, like, can he make those threes? Is he healthy enough to make those threes? So, if he's not healthy enough to make threes, they're not going to win anyway. So I guess it's a fine line between, you need to get downhill more often. You need to beat this scheme. You need to test Denver's rim protection. But also, like, the peak version of Anthony Edwards shoots 40% on 10 threes a game, so that they still need that version of him as well.
Yeah, I mean, he just needs to be close to the peak version of himself, especially when the players around him are not exactly lighting it up. And, the story of the season, the offseason since we've started this podcast, basically has been Julius Randle. Can he do what he did last playoffs against the Lakers and the Warriors? And he did finish with 16 points today, but I don't know, it feels a little bit hollow to me. Maybe you feel differently there, but overall, I thought Julius Randle played a pretty bad game. 0 of 3 from 3, and Denver would have loved him to take 10 more threes. Like, that's the strategy against Julius, is make him shoot jumpers. He did hit a few nice contested fadeaway jumpers, but man, overall, he looks like a complete black hole on the offensive end sometimes compared to where we were just even. I mean, it's been a while, but like there's been points this year where it's like, all right, Julius Randle looks like a legit number 2, but right now, man, it's not even close to what the Wolves need. It's bad. I just really don't like where he's at right now. I feel like this is a team he should be able to play well against, and it's been one game. The entire team looked fairly flat on the offensive end. Maybe it was just a bad showing for the entire team, and he bounces back game 2. But as of right now, it looks a lot more like the Thunder series Julius Randle that we saw last year than the first couple series, and that was kind of what I've feared since the Thunder series, is just that those first 2 series were apparitions. They were fake. They were fool's gold. So I'm intrigued to see what it looks like going forward, but I'm not surprised. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Like, he averaged, 24 points a game this season against Denver. So it's not like this is a team that consistently gives him problems. Like we see against OKC, even in the regular season, that he just isn't a player.
Averages like 11 points.
But yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said there. Like, I thought his shot selection was just horrific all game. Even the shots he made are not shots I want Julius Randle taking against this defense. Just really slow off the catch. There was times where the defense was kind of shifted away from him. Like I said, they were helping in the gaps on and off Julius Randle, and the ball would swing to him and he'd just take 3 dribbles, and slowly walk into a post up. And it's like, I don't think that is the way to beat Denver. They're not a good defensive team, like they aren't a team who can handle when the offense is flowing, when he's coming off the dribble, when he's getting downhill quickly. They don't have a matchup for him that can both be in the gaps on Ant and slide back and defend him. And I just thought he let them off the hook so many times in this game. Horrific defensively. Ant was bad defensively as well, but those two are kind of in the same boat there.
Right.
But I just bad on the boards. Just thought, I think the problem, I guess the difference between the Ant stuff and the Randle stuff is it just seems like Randle isn't trying. And that's always been the issue. It just seems like he doesn't.
Especially when he's matched up largely with Aaron Gordon, who's like the most physical player on the court.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm back. But
okay, I was like, I don't know if my internet is dying or if your internet is dying.
Did you not hear anything I said?
No, I did not hear a single thing you said.
Since when?
Just go back to when you answered my question.
All right.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I was just saying.
We're trying to do this across the world here.
Right. It's worldwide Wolves. Anyways, I was just saying, when you're Julius Randle, say, and your opponent, the guy across from you for most of the game, is Aaron Gordon, the not trying aspect really shines because Aaron Gordon is the most physical player on the court for a lot of this. And then, Randle can't exactly say the same. Gordon thrived on it, and I don't even think he had that great of a game.
Yeah, 17, 8, and 3, 1 of 5 from 3. Like, the numbers are, it's a very box score.
Kind of Julius Randle-esque box score game
exactly,
right there.
But it's one of those games where you have to watch it to see the box
score. His
score.
impact was there. Yeah. Where Julius is, it was the complete opposite, where, Gordon had 17 points, whatever, but the impact was a lot higher. Randle had 16, felt like 8. So just those two matched up. It's night and day on the effort looking side of it. I don't think Julius is like not trying, or like I don't think he's going out and not trying, but it's really aesthetically not pleasing to watch him play basketball right now.
Yeah, it's the same with kind of the game. Like the games are going to go badly at times, they're going to go well at times. I just think that he kind of, the effort level wanes with how well he's playing. He's not the type of player who is going to show more effort when he's playing poorly. And then it compounds, like he didn't play well in the first half, and then he just kind of started to do lazy things. I think the sidestep threes are just laziness. Like, either get off the ball, get downhill, or that's it. Like, shooting contested sidestep threes in the first half of a playoff game, when that's one of the worst shots in the NBA. Like, he's not a good 3-point shooter. It's been terrible for months and months. Like, three of them in
the entire season he had like 3 great games, and then he was just been horrible.
Yeah, within about 3 or 4 minutes, I think he shot 3 contested threes, and it just felt like that was when the game was starting to get away from Minnesota. And there's plenty of reasons Minnesota lost this game. It wasn't just Julius Randle, but I just think, like Ant,
he's got to be a reason they win, though.
So. Exactly. He needs to be really good in this series. He has been good in these games against Denver this season, and that's the reason why I think most of them have been kind of close up to a point, maybe similar to this game, where it felt like Minnesota always kind of had a chance to win and then didn't, except for that last game they played. So, there's not much to say really, except they need to be smarter with him. I think they need to bench him if he's not playing well. I don't like him playing 32 minutes, even if, Naz was terrible in this game, but I think you can go small with Jaden. Right. You can go small with Kyle Anderson, who played 7 minutes in this game. There's other ways. I think first option is Randle plays better. I don't think first option is just bench Randle. It's we need Randle
certainly
to
not,
do
and that
things.
will not be the first option. Like, not even close.
Yeah, and if he's going to have the ball in his hands, backing down guys, having the ball for 13 seconds in a possession, he needs to have more than 2 assists. And I don't think it was a game where guys were really missing shots off his passes. Like, there's obviously a few for everyone, but I just think it did get a little bit like, I'm going to take over here with fadeaway jumpers, and that's not really going to help. This Denver team, you need to beat them at the rim.
Yeah, he did only have one turnover, but did they credit his turnover as the one that was like the bounce pass or the pass to Rudy late, and it's just like a killer one. Either way,
Rudy's calling for the lob and he throws it at his knees.
Yeah. The chemistry, man, it's building after 2 years. But no, Julius, it's everything we've been kind of saying all season, unfortunately. Like, it's just, I'm not here victory lap or anything. It's just,
no,
we
the
want
ideal scenario, for both of us is that Julius Randle's really good.
It's a lot more fun to talk about it when he's really good.
Yeah, they need him to be good. I just think they need him to be good in like almost non-Julius Randle ways. Like, I don't really need to see Randle posting up at all in this series. Like, he's not going to beat Aaron Gordon on 4, 5, 6 post-ups a game. I think he needs to be quick playing with handoffs with Ant. He needs to get the offense flowing. He needs to get downhill off the catch. And he does need to make catch and shoot threes. Like, I'm fine with Julius Randle shooting open threes. They need him to shoot them. They need him to make them. I'm not fine with, you catch the ball, you take 2 dribbles, then you take a step back 3. Like, that's not the shot that they need, and that's not the shot that's going to work. But I do think the version of Randle that helps them win this series is not the same version that helped them win against Golden State and helped them win against the Lakers last season. Like, that, there's not a matchup there for him to do that. But I do think if he's playing quick, I want to see him rolling to the rim on pick and roll. I want to see, like all of those things that are kind of like free-flowing things that Finch wants in his offense that Randle doesn't do, but can do, I guess, is he needs to be a different version of Randle to win this series. And this was kind of this same version of Randle that has been kind of bad for a long time.
Yeah, my very kind of almost random personal X factor going into this series was who shoots a better percentage from 3, Nikola Jokic or Julius Randle, both players that struggled from 3 to end the season. And today, definitely Jokic. So, yeah,
and in general, the Wolves need to make more threes. Like, they were 32%, made 11 threes. I know Denver shot 27%, made 10 threes. So, like, and they're the best 3-point shooting team in the league this season. So that kind of balances itself out. But I think, there's the missed opportunities. It's the small margins in these series that, Denver shoot 27.8% from 3. You need to have a game where you shoot 42%. To win that game. Like, that's if you catch Denver on an off night from 3, you need to have a good night. And we got, Ant.
What was their final percentage as a team? Do you have that?
Minnesota's?
Yeah.
32.4%.
Okay.
So they shot better, but like, it needs, you've got 4 of 7 from DiVincenzo was good, but then 2 of 9 from Ant, 0 of 3 from Julius, 0 of 4 from Jaden. Like, they're the shots, that need to go in. Naz was 1 of 2, Io 3 of 7, which is obviously not bad, but there are opportunities there in certain games, different opportunities in every game. And this one kind of felt like if you win this 3-point battle by 15 points, maybe that makes up this difference.
Yeah, and I guess the guy that's going to have to keep making threes is Donte DiVincenzo. Of course, one of the few guys that actually did hit consistent threes tonight, but he might have been the best player on the floor for the Wolves tonight, or at least the most noticeable, just consistently everywhere. I know that 1-on-4, it would have been a lot more exciting if he didn't turn it over immediately, but the 1-on-4, the 1-on-4 block-up pass, that was really great. He hit a lot of tough threes, which is what he's supposed to do. And I remember, last year it was just, okay, we've heard all this about playoff Donte, and I don't think we got the full experience. So I'm hoping this year we're really going to get that unlocked version of Donte DiVincenzo as the spark plug. And there's been a lot of talk about, is he going to continue starting with this Wolves team or just being on the first unit? And if he's going to play like this, absolutely. So very pleased with what we saw from Donte DiVincenzo in this game. And I think you can still tie him together with someone like Io DeSumo. I think Io on the box score did have a good game, but in those spark pluggy ways like DiVincenzo, I don't think it was as impactful. He didn't play bad or anything. He played fine, but just defensively, I thought DiVincenzo was better. And yeah, those two, definitely not 2 players I'm going to complain about today. So yeah, those 2 point guard position guys, your thoughts, and do you think they can consistently play like they did today going forward?
Yeah, well, I think those 2, they're kind of X-factory players, aren't they? That you
Streaky.
don't... Yeah, streaky. Like, DeSumo has been really good for the Wolves since he's got here. DiVincenzo has been very up and down throughout the season, but you kind of know that if those 2 have really good games, that it's like I don't know, because I thought they did both. I think Dosunmu had a really good game, but I thought he
Right.
was pretty good in
Yeah.
this game. But it's like if you get the
But he got
Anthony Edwards
14. Like,
and the Julius Randle that not the bad versions of them, and then you get Dante and Io playing well, then you can really find something there. But
basically,
I
they should
just
have won this game. They should have really won this game.
they should have like the offense. I just think Denver had a bad offensive night. Like they shot 43% from the field. Like this is the best offense, one of the best offenses in NBA history. You needed to beat them on their off night. Offensively, and I thought Minnesota defended fairly well, but they also missed a lot of open shots. Denver.
Yeah.
And so did the Wolves. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not like that didn't go one way, but like I thought DiVincenzo was really good. Started, kind of got them into the rhythm early with those 2 threes. Made a lot of really good hustle plays as he always does. Didn't overextend himself in the offense, which I think is his main downfall. Like when he starts to just dribble too much, take bad shots off the dribble, like they're the things that hurt him. But I think he was in a good role in this game where he got catch and shoot threes. 7 of his shots were threes. Didn't handle the ball really at all. Like even in the non-Ant minutes and even the the minutes that he was out there without Conley or Bones, it was Dosunmu who was kind of playing that point guard role, which I think is the right thing to do. But yeah, those guys, like you said, Dosunmu was pretty good, but not in the ways that are like.
You didn't really notice him.
Yeah, it wasn't like a lot of fast break points, a lot of energy going downhill. Like I think that's the X factor of Dosunmu that they need in this series, and we didn't really see that. They went under on every single screen on him, and he hit a few pull-up threes, but I think they did have a plan for him to not let him get downhill. And then they just didn't, in general, Minnesota just didn't get out on the fast break nearly enough. Like you need to beat Denver in fast break points. I think it was maybe 17-17 in this game, but like Denver's a terrible transition defense.
That's got to be an advantage.
Yeah, like, and obviously you got enough stops. Like that's always the problem with Denver is can you get enough stops to play in transition? Well, they got enough stops and they just didn't do it. So, and credit to
sloppy,
Denver's
a few like sloppy transition moments for sure, where it was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it just felt a little disjointed, and maybe that's just a symptom of like Ant hasn't been there.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
for multiple weeks, and obviously wasn't in peak condition as well. So, Naz has been bad. He was bad again in this game. That hurt the Randle. You couldn't just take Randle, give him 24 minutes because Naz is playing well. So, just a lot of disjointedness. I don't think it's like panic stations.
Well, it's only unfortunate that it's like, okay, they had a down game, and you'll get them next time when they bounce back. But then it's also like, okay, but Denver had a down game too. They won by 11 points.
Like Denver can score 140 points next game.
Like what happens when Denver doesn't have a really bad game? And I mean, the Wolves have to turn it on, and if Denver turns it on, so be it. But if the Wolves never turn it on, then they're just kind of losing 5. So.
Yeah, and I think it's not. I mean, it's taken us 20 minutes before saying this, so it's not really a thing that either of us talked about a lot. But the refereeing was terrible. Like the refereeing kept Denver in it in the first half. Like Jamal Murray got a lot of soft fouls, and just weird stuff. Like the Jaden foul that they had to challenge at the start. That shit's ridiculous, man. Like,
and the flagrant on Jaden. Are you kidding?
Just ridiculous. Like
how do you go to the monitor and still call that? That's crazy. Yeah,
his foot is 3 foot away from Murray and planted before.
And then like the next play, Ant shot a 3 and like he didn't even jump forward, but was it Brown that just like landed right in his landing zone? It's like it's not a penalty because Ant didn't fall over. It's like, all right, man. Whatever.
I think if the Wolves play this badly offensively, it probably would have been close or a loss either way. But I think that first half, it felt very.
If they didn't just collapse in the third, like without much ref help, I'd really be on it. But the second half made me kind of forget about it.
Yeah, it's not something I'm like pinning this game on, but I just thought that it's true with the Wolves all the time. Like if the refs let them play a physical game, they're a much better team, and that was a very tight whistle tonight. And like Denver don't play a physical game defensively, like they that's. A crew that is not going to call, physical plays is going to help Minnesota, and we didn't get that tonight, and that didn't help them. But that's just part of the game, that swings one way or another. It's not the reason for this loss. It's just kind of a variable.
I think we got to talk a bit about Rudy here, especially
Yes,
well,
definitely.
offensively and defensively. It's taken us 25 minutes, but I mean, I said DiVincenzo had the best game, but really, Rudy's right up there for sure. He
Yeah.
defended Jokic. I mean, yeah, no, Jokic 25 points, triple double, whatever. He's gonna get that in his sleep. So it is what
Hmm.
it is. Rudy defended him, I thought, really well, and Jokic was much better with Rudy off the court. I didn't even think Rudy was like doing anything all that differently. I think he always plays Jokic fairly well, fairly physically. It's just, I mean, Jokic is so damn good that it just doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. But tonight, I mean, it mattered. Rudy played him well. And I thought Rudy was actually really physical with Jokic. And that's maybe the one area where the refs weren't calling it as much. I know there were a couple, but Jaden was really getting screwed with the whistle more than most. And it's just, yeah, Rudy's defense on Jokic I thought was physical, but fair physical. Um,
Yeah.
and it, the refs, whatever. I don't want to talk about the refs anymore. I just thought, yeah,
Well,
Rudy,
they let him
they
play
let
physical.
those two play more than they let
Yeah,
others
which was
play more.
fun,
Yeah,
and I think,
exactly.
and I don't think Jokic is one of those players where you really do have to watch him to see like what kind of great game he had. He always has a great
Yeah,
game,
exactly.
but like,
Tonight was not one of his greatest games at all, but it was
yeah, I
still a
think
great
he's
game.
had 25, 13, and 11 games that were better than this one,
Yep,
and I think that's kind of all you can ask as a defense is just to get into him. He had 5 turnovers. He never felt like he was kind of like running the game, which is a credit to Minnesota's defense,
true.
especially Gobert. But you know that Jokic is going to make plays. He's going to throw good passes. He's going to score tough buckets. He's going to get to the rim. Like he's going to get into the floater range. That's just what he's going to do.
Right.
But you do have to hurt him on the other end somewhat. And in general, Minnesota didn't do that, but I think Gobert did. Like he was very forceful offensively, made his shots around the rim. He was 8 of 9, and they weren't all dunks, not by any means. Like I think he had multiple tough layups.
For sure. Like Euro
I,
steps, man.
yeah, I think that one of the problems is that you don't when Gobert's on Jokic and he did a great job, you just don't get like the Gobert that is just wrecking entire offenses, which is kind of him at his peak. I just think you kind of get like this Gobert Jokic matchup, which was fun, and I think Gobert can say that he kind of, they almost shared the honors in that. But
Yeah,
you don't get Gobert blocking shots at the rim on other guys. You don't get him with those never minds. Like it just feels like he's kind of like removed almost from the team
fair.
defense, or him being like the anchor of that team defense, which he always is. Which But there's no other option really. They can't
It's
put
the Carl
Randall.
Anthony Towns thing where like you
Yeah,
could put
they
Towns
yeah.
on him 2 years ago, but you can't put you can't put Randall on
No,
him.
can't put Randall on him. I still think I had it in my video the other day. I still think they should double Jokic more often. Like they did it during the season a lot.
Like
I know
without Rudy or with
with or,
Rudy?
with or
With or
without.
without,
Like
okay.
I know that Jokic is the best passer in the NBA, maybe one of the best playmakers ever. But I just think it simplifies like where they need to rotate. I just think
Fair.
and you can just get into Jokic, make him pass the ball, even if it's to an open guy with a guy
He's gonna
rotating
find the
at
guy
him.
even if you don't double him. So it's
Exactly. Like
just
it stops the a lot of the shots at the rim, like a lot of these actions where they just get guys going downhill and he throws the ball over the top of the
yep.
defense, and there's no Gobert there, because Gobert has to press up
Mm-hmm.
on Jokic. Like there's no one there at the rim to kind of take things away. So I think that's something we will see. We did see it during the season, but yeah, Gobert was fantastic in this game. You're not going to stop Nikola Jokic. Like you just have to kind of hope that you get him a little bit bothered, a little bit flustered, and especially in that first half, I think they really did get into Jokic's kind of airspace and make things tough for him. So it's about all you can ask for.
Oh, exactly. Like I'm excited to see how this matchup goes for the rest of the series. And the narrative has always been that Jokic can just kind of handle Rudy. But again, I mean, I just don't think Rudy plays him that poorly. It's just the idea of him having to be tight on him and the fact that Jokic is still going to just be Jokic anyway, that it's like, damn,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough. So
I've always wondered, like, if you gave Jokic like truth serum, like what he would think of Gobert defensively, because
yeah,
I think it's pretty obvious that Jokic likes to beat Gobert. Like I think he brings his A game for Rudy,
that's exactly
which
right.
is
Like that's what I'm saying. Like Jokic plays him well, but I mean, Rudy plays him well, but it doesn't matter because Jokic
yeah,
is the
yeah.
greatest
And
player
I
in the
think when
world.
Jokic is like fully locked in, which I think he always is against Rudy, then you can get those 60-point, 20. What did he have, like 60, 20, and 20 in one game or some shit like that? Like,
Oh
you
God,
know,
yeah.
But I'm the same. Like I've always, even the game 5 in the playoff series 2 years ago where Jokic was just unbelievable. Like you watch the highlights of that and it's just great defense the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just making crazy shots and that's what he does. So, I think there's the game plan. I don't know. I think the game plan kind of worked on Jokic, but I'm not 100% sure that game plan is like the game plan that's going to win them the series. I think you can almost
Yeah, but
like Jamal Murray having 30 points and just having the ball so often in pick and roll, which he always is going to, but like really just giving them the business in pick and roll. And I know he drew a lot of terrible fouls and he only shot 7 of 22, but like I just feel like if Jamal Murray averages 35 and 7 in this series, then it's 4 games,
right.
Like you kind of have to slow things down for everyone else. Cam Johnson, I thought was pretty good in this game. I mean, Christian Brown making those threes was a killer because they were playing off him, and he made the shots. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it felt hopeless. I think there's things that, like, if Minnesota played better, they could win that game. But yeah, I don't know. They really probably should have won that game. Like this was the one they could have stole.
Well, when we're talking about, Rudy, Io, Dante all having at least like good games, if not great games, and they found a way to lose by double digits, it's like, I mean, that just can't happen. It does just ultimately come back to the two and Julius, which is unfortunate, but someone we haven't talked about yet that we can touch on a bit here, Jaden McDaniels, got very rattled as the game went on, got a really bad whistle. What's new with Jaden, especially in the playoffs, and the damn whistle with him? I don't get it. It's annoying. I don't think he played well, but it's tough to get any momentum when, like we mentioned, the whistle is just against you. And I don't know, he's guarding Jamal Murray. I think that's a really interesting matchup to watch going forward. I mean, it's different than like Devin Booker's a similar one, but like Tyrese Maxey, where he's just quicker. But this one, I'm intrigued to just see how the matchup between Jaden and Jamal Murray looks going forward. I know me and you both like Jaden to be, like Rudy, maybe off ball rim protector type, but they just don't have a Nikola Alexander-Walker type to be on Jamal Murray. I don't know, man. This one is just kind of, I want to see what happens in game 2 because I just thought the whistle was that bad, but I guess your thoughts on Jaden in game 1.
Yeah, I think I mainly agree with you there. Like, I thought he was really good in the first half, especially in the first quarter. Like, they were finding him kind of against that shifted defense, and he was able to get downhill. He had that one that they had to challenge, and then he had another kind of reverse layup a few minutes later on a similar possession where Ant tips the ball to the corner.
Reverse was nice.
Yeah, and he can attack from there. Like, that's where they want Jaden. I still think they need to get him into a little bit more actions offensively. The second half felt like he was forcing a little bit offensively. Like he shot a few no pass threes. He kind of, was. I think they wanted to get him involved, but I don't really feel like they got him involved in like good ways. It just felt like sometimes they were like giving the ball to Jaden, when things had broken down with their other actions and hoping that he could bail them out. And like you said, got frustrated, I think, with the whistle. His whistle was terrible. The trip, I mean, come on. Like, Murray falls over and they call a trip. Like, but anyway, I think that's the thing that happens. He can't let that bother him to that extent. And yeah, the defensive stuff is weird because I still think you'd rather probably IO on Murray just so that you can get Jaden off ball. Like I do think Jaden is a better defender on Murray than Io is, but
right. But it's like, yeah, what are you taking away?
Exactly, and you're not benching DiVincenzo after that game. You can't put DiVincenzo on Murray; he's too small. So I don't know.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So it's going to be the matchup almost certainly, but it maybe shouldn't be. But it is.
Yeah,
like it's one of those things where it's like we could talk about what it should be, but it almost just is guaranteed to not switch.
I agree because Ant is not healthy enough to be defending Murray and having to carry the team offensively as well. So, yeah, I just think that he just needs to have a better game defensively. I think he's completely capable of that. I think some of the he didn't guard Murray last time is a little bit overblown. He guarded Murray a ton still in that series. Like I know he was on Porter Jr., but like they're not afraid to put Jaden on Jamal Murray, but he just needs to have a better game. Like a lot of guys that in this game, it's a really basic analysis, but I do think a lot of this was like, hey, we just need you to play better. Like we just need Jaden to defend a little better, have a better second half offensively. Randle, you just need to play better. Like Ant, you just need to play better. Naz, For God's sake,
Oh
Naz.
my, well,
We
that's
need you to
the
play better.
elephant
Yeah.
here. I mean, it's the guy we talked about a few weeks ago. Just what's Nas going to look like in this playoffs? And man, it's just. I mean, he was. What's his best playoff series? Is it the Denver one a couple years ago?
Yeah, probably that Denver one. And then I thought he was pretty good in the Lakers series last
Yeah,
season as well.
but he's had some real bad ones, and he's just been so inconsistent in these
Well,
playoffs.
yeah,
And man,
yeah. I think there's a part of Nas where I'm not sure, like, his whole game translates to the playoffs. I think there are certain parts that do, but I just don't really want Nas like driving in traffic in the playoffs because he's turnover prone, and playoff defenses are more likely to dig in and try and get steals and be more physical and get away with a little bit more in terms of the refereeing as well. Like what I do think translates is that he should be shooting more threes, but right now he's not making he hasn't made threes to end this season. And I think it's the same thing. You kind of need Nas to almost change his game a little bit, like Randle, to be like a guy who can come off the bench and hit 5 threes. And if he doesn't have that just with his shoulder or whatever it is right now, then I'm just a little bit worried that like I don't want him posting up like he was. I mean, you can probably tell. I just think post ups are dumb. Like
right,
like in this offense posts ups way too much. Chris Finch relies on post ups way too much. Like I get the value of some of them. I get it if you have a mismatch. I get it if you're going to kind of go quick and go back to the basket. I like Ant in post ups. I think tonight he should have been, you know, situated on the block a little, not on the block, but kind of in that high post area where he can get to the turnaround fade and kind of face up and get downhill. Like I'm a bit surprised we didn't see any of that. But Naz, I don't like Naz in post up. The numbers say he's terrible at it. Randall's not good at it. I think
Rudy though.
those, yeah, Rudy, yeah. But I just think in this game, especially those post up possessions, Naz had like 3 or 4 within a 5-minute stretch. Randall had multiple. I just think that they're plays that slow the offense down for not enough reward. I think Naz needs to be a 3-point shooter in this series, and that doesn't have to be just standing there. Like I don't mind him shooting threes off the dribble. I don't mind him coming off a pin down or coming up off action to shoot a 3. But of course, he needs to make them, and he hasn't made them in the last half of the season. So that scares me, just in terms of Nas's like total viability.
Yeah. What do we think of just going on guys that need to score? Bones Highland 5 minutes tonight. Conley 10 minutes. Kyle Anderson 7 minutes. Do we want to see those guys reduce their minutes in favor of Bones Highland in this series?
Yeah,
It's interesting, man.
all 3 of those minute numbers surprise me.
Yeah.
Like that's just not what I
And they were
expected.
all because they all started out in the same, like their first rotation was together. That
That's a
lineup, man, that was an interesting lineup.
dumbass lineup, man. Why we can't? Like it's the playoffs, dude. You can't
I
be
went,
playing
oh, Conley's out there. Oh,
a
Kyle
full
Anderson's
bench
out.
lineup.
Bones.
Like yeah, a 3-guard full bench lineup in the middle of the playoffs. Like like in the middle of a playoff game is
Yep.
ridiculous. But
It was at that point where I was like, Anthony is completely ruined. Like he's gonna play
yeah,
25 minutes, and
yeah,
but then he played 38. So I'm like, what?
yeah.
What happened there?
Conley played well. I don't think it was a good decision to play him. I think they got away with it. Like I think
Right.
he did. I think he played well. So I think we'll see it again. I don't get it really. Like I don't. He
I
fought
mean,
hard.
it just wasn't a consistent part of the rotation, and they literally like traded him at one point. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
and then it just feels like if Conley has a single good game, he's back in the rotation, and that's what happened at the end of the season. Like he played pretty well in a couple of those kind of meaningless games, and he's just back in that rotation, which I don't get it in this game. But he played well, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. Pretty shocked that Kyle Anderson played 7 minutes. Like I don't think he played well, but I really thought this would be like a series that Finch really leaned into Anderson. We know that he's a favorite of his. We know that he has a viability against Jokic in that small ball lineup. I'm guessing the reason is that when Rudy wasn't on the floor, they wanted to like really have a great offensive game. And the fact is that Anderson has fixed the non-Gobert minutes defensively and taken away all of their potency offensively. Like they're no longer a 120 offense, 120 defense. They're like a 110 defense and 112 offense, so I kind of get that it was like if we're going to have Rudy off the floor, let's make these minutes
Right.
ones
It's looking
that we
for
saw.
anything else for Jokic, essentially. And I mean,
Yeah, and it's like if he's off the floor, let's dominate offensively in these
right.
minutes, and they didn't do that. But I don't think they can do it when Anderson's out there. So I think I don't mind that decision from Finch. I thought Bones should have played more. I know he missed those 2 layups. He also got 2 open layups.
Fair.
Like he needs to make them, but like no one else was getting layups the whole game except Ant. So I kind of thought they should have stuck with that and just trusted the process there that Bones was getting downhill. And I don't know, I haven't gone back and watched it. Maybe he was terrible defensively. Like I didn't notice it in real time,
Sure.
but there's a very real chance that he just was like blown a few defensive coverages and that was it. And that would make sense. But I don't know. Weird bench lineup, like weird bench minutes. Naz played 17, Bones 5, Conley 10, Anderson 7, and then Io 28. So like, yeah, I just think I'm not sure that is going to work.
I just don't think there was any sort of set idea of what the rotation was going to look like going into the game, maybe with the injuries. And it was just like, okay, let's see what happens. And it turned it out with a bunch of bullshit. And it's like, well, okay, like let's maybe a little more organized in game 2 if you know the health status more so of the guys. But maybe that's a cop out. And Finch really just went, I want Kyle Anderson 7, I want Conley 10, and I'm waiting for Bones to make that mistake. So
it surprised me a little bit. Yeah, and I think they're all justified. That's the weird thing is I think, like Conley, it was weird that he checked in. Like it was just surprising.
I mean, I don't know if Bones is. I think because you mentioned it. You gotta see if Bones can. I mean, you gotta give him a little bit more than that. This offense was horrible, man. Like he's a guy that can come in and score 10 off the bench if something goes right. So
and also you need to help. Like my one complaint is more that you need to help these guys. Like you don't put Bones out there with Io and Mike and kind of be surprised when that lineup doesn't work. Like that was a lineup that was never going to work. And Bones seemed to be there was 3 minutes and 18 seconds of Gobert, Dosunmu, Conley, Reid, Bones. They lost those minutes by 6 points and had 100 offensive rating, 183 defensive rating. Like that was in the middle of that second quarter, and it's just bad. Like that's bad coaching. I'm sorry. Like that's you put out a 3-guard lineup with Rudy Gobert and Naz Reid who's playing terribly, and they don't score obviously, and they're not good defensively obviously. Like, and then I think Bones was got the raw end of the stick there, but. I think someone had to. Like they couldn't put that lineup out there again. So, yeah, I don't know. I still think Bones has a chance. I don't think this will be like he doesn't play at all next game. I think they'll probably give him another chance.
They better. They better.
Yeah, and I just think, we didn't get to see any Terrence Shannon Jr., which I don't think is a bad decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it.
No, I didn't expect it either, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some maybe later down the series if things aren't going right. But yeah, at the end of the bench, it's a weird topic because it's the playoffs. Like I wouldn't really care if they played 8.
No, certainly not.
You don't get that. But I think you don't get that.
Did they play 10 tonight? Like,
yeah, they played 10, which is just a bit ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Especially when the two veterans, Conley and Anderson, it's like, what do we just don't need to do this, in my opinion. Yeah. I get the Kyle Anderson thing, I do, but man, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, the Kyle Anderson thing, like I said, was scaring me coming into the series because I kind of agree with Finch on that like I get that he fixes the defense when Rudy's not out there, but if he also ruins the offense, you don't get any of the value that you get.
Right, like it's 120 down to 110 on the ratings.
Yeah,
like, okay,
exactly,
great.
Exactly. And is he going to stop Jokic enough for that to like really work? Like
I guess you had to try it. You had to see.
Yeah,
and we'll see.
And he played 7 minutes. Like I think that's fine. He gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Anderson wasn't impactful at all. That's fine. Bones has never been good when Conley's playing. All of Bones' good
Yeah,
games
you mentioned this earlier this season where it was just night and day.
Like obviously he plays better when Ant isn't out there as well because he gets more leeway, but like that's not a thing that's going to happen. So I don't think you can play him with Mike and expect him to be good and then take him out after 5 minutes. So but in general, I didn't think this was like a badly coached game. Like I don't think this was like, oh my God, Finch, like they didn't make shots. They didn't do enough. Ant didn't play well. Randle didn't play well. There's gripes that I have with Finch that aren't going to go away regardless. But I think a lot of this was like, yeah, we just need these guys to be better and to be a bit more composed, and to just make shots,
Yes. Sorry. I thought you were going to keep going. My bad.
I ran out of brain.
Anyways, we're about at 45 and I got to get going here soon. But yeah, game 2, is it 1 day of rest? They get 2 days? I think they don't get 2 days.
1 day. Yeah, they get 1 day of rest. Yes.
They're not the Lakers, so they don't get 2 days of rest.
No. But then I think there's maybe 3 days in between games 2 and 3.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, so a long time to stew. Hopefully we get a Wolves win because that'll feel like a good 3 days. But if it's 0-2, it's going to feel like a long 3 days.
Anyways, the Wild are winning, so we will be doing Wild, Worldwide Wild next. You know the Wild, Jake, the hockey team in Minnesota?
Yes,
They're
I
up
do.
4-0 right now. How about that?
All right. Well, yeah, we might have to change sports.
We could do that. I think we'd, handle it. Anyways, we'll be back. Who knows when? Could be 3 months, could be 3 days. But either way, yeah. We had to take a break, all right? I got engaged, so congrats and super chats in the comments to pay for the wedding, and appreciate you guys.
Hopefully it's like 4,000 super chats.
Exactly, that's all I need.
That'll be
Maybe
helpful.
50, expensive lady, but just kidding. No, this was fun.
Yeah,
despite the loss, so.
Yeah, we'll catch up again probably sometime during the week or after game 3 or, after game 2 or whatever. So, we'll sort it out.
For sure. All right, man. This was good. And yeah, see y'all next episode.